Hey guys, today I'm going to be sharing with you my monthly faves for April 2025. So, how's everybody's April been? Anything fun? Anything exciting? It's April. It's kind of one of those months, you know? It's either great or it's not so great, you know? Who knows? But yeah, April has been another fairly boring month for me. I have a few random things to talk about, I suppose. Let's start off with something super bizarre but interesting that happened this month, you guys. Um, the dire wolves. Can we talk about the dire wolves that were like bioengineered into existence? So if you are not aware of the distinction, is that a word? Is that a word? If you are not aware of the distinction of the direwolves, let's talk about it real quick, you guys. Apparently, some science company. Listen, I am no science person. Okay, I'm about to just speak a bunch of stuff. You know how it sounded to me. But yes, some science company threw some DNA from extinct dire wolves that died out like over 10,000 years ago. They took some of that DNA and they incorporated it into like the DNA of a gray wolf, which obviously is not an extinct animal. We still have gray wolves. So that is my understanding of the science of how the dire wolf came back. Like I said, I'm no science person. I have no idea. So that was pretty exciting stuff in the headlines. It's one of those situations. Should we be doing that? Should we not be doing that? Because obviously the very first thing that comes to mind is Jurassic Park. How they got dino DNA and dinosaurs came back and all hell broke loose and we have like 6 movies, you know, and it's not good. So that's kind of the big scientific question, you know. The dire wolves, yes, they're cute, they're adorable, they're fluffy, but do they need to be back? I did, because the big headline was that I guess Time Magazine kind of got the big exclusive rights to show the first photos of the dire wolves, I suppose. And yeah, the photos are super adorable. And yeah, they named them. Listen to this if you don't know. They named the two boy dire wolves. They named them Romulus and Remus. You know, like after the twin boys that like founded ancient Rome and whatnot. So the boys were named Romulus and Remus, which I thought was adorable. And then the girl they called Khaleesi. Of course, one of the direwolves needed to be named after a character from Game of Thrones because we all, you know, pop culture, we all know the direwolves from Game of Thrones, obviously. So I thought that was really cute, and yeah, there's adorable photos like George R. R. Martin holding one of the dire wolves, since he wrote, you know, the Game of Thrones books, obviously. And there's an adorable photo of two of them sitting on a replica version of the Iron Throne. Which, wait for it, you guys. Apparently, Peter Jackson, he of Lord of the Rings, Peter Jackson has this replica Iron Throne that he bid like $1.5 million, I think is what it was. Something crazy. So, yeah, that was the big, fun, exciting thing that happened in the larger world, yeah, guys, and I was pretty thrilled about it. It was fun and it was exciting. It was just something different and something, you know, joyful in the world. And yeah, I don't know how I feel about bringing animals back, you know, from, you know, the dead. Obviously, I don't want dinosaurs. Like I said, we've learned enough from Jurassic Park. Bringing back dinosaurs is a no-no. But I don't know, just some of these other random things that are extinct, it's like I don't really have a problem with it because yeah, they were sitting there talking about, you know, we're bringing back the dire wolves. They were also talking about, hey, we want to bring back the dodo. oh my god, that would be kind of interesting to see a dodo in the flesh, you know? And they were talking about bringing back the Tasmanian tiger. Oh my god. Have you guys seen? There's a really popular clip that you can look up on YouTube, and it's like the last known footage of the Tasmanian tiger. That the very last one was held in captivity at a zoo somewhere, and it died out back in like maybe 1900, 1901, something like that. And yeah, the footage is very short. I think it's only maybe about 30 seconds to a minute long. And I've always watched that clip, and it always makes me really sad. Like, this is the last of its kind, the last of its species, and it's just super sad. Yeah, when an animal goes extinct, it's upsetting, it's frustrating, it's the fault of humanity. You know, it's the fault of us that these things have gone extinct. So it's like, in a way, I like the idea of bringing something back, even though it's not exact, because that's also the thing. My understanding, once again, I'm no science person. My understanding also of the science of bringing back the dire wolves is that, again, it's some of the dire wolf DNA, and it's incorporated into like gray wolf DNA. So it's not an exact copy. You know, it's not an exact copy of a dire wolf. It's like half and half, you know, because we have no idea what the real creature looked like 10,000 plus years ago. You know, again, evolution. Look at humans. Humans, we have evolved tremendously, you know, from like Neanderthals and all that. So every species looks massively different thousands upon thousands upon thousands of years ago. So yeah, these dire wolves, though it's cool and all, what they've done, yeah, it's not a total exact copy, but it's like an idea, you know, it's an idea of what it could possibly look like to some extent. And, you know, I'm fine. Let's kind of go back to the ethical question, you know, should we be bringing back things from the dead, you know? It's like I'm fine to some degree if bringing back extinct animals is kind of kept just at that, and if it's done as ethically as possible, you know, and if we're not just, because once again, dinosaurs on Jurassic Park, it's like, you know, the guy who came up with Jurassic Park in the books, he had good intentions at first, you know, relatively good intentions, but then it turned, you know, rather vile really quickly, because it turned into this form of capitalism, and it turned into this form of entertainment. And that's kind of the thing when you're messing around with science and messing around with species. You know, if you're doing it for ethical reasons, that's one thing, but if you're doing it for monetary gain, I don't like that, you know. So that's kind of it with these dire wolves. It's like, I hope this doesn't turn into something atrocious, and it just kind of keeps, you know, spreading out into something terrible, you know. Because also part of the Time article, I didn't read the complete Time article, I kind of read some of the highlights that were pulled from the article. One of the things in the article, the people who were part of, you know, the science of the dire wolves and whatnot, they were talking about, you know, doing this type of science, doing this type of bioengineering, we can get an idea of how to protect the species that we have now who are not extinct, you know, and keep them from going extinct. I really like that sentiment. The idea of preserving the creatures that we have now, especially the ones that are about to go extinct. You know, if we can somehow fix that and get them populated little by little, you know, I think that's a good sentiment to have. Again, as long as it doesn't go beyond that into something just ridiculous and atrocious and unethical, you know what I mean? So yeah, looking at my timer here, because it's about to hit 10 minutes. I've been talking about these dire wolves for a very long time, but I'm very curious the opinions of other people. How do you feel about the distinction, once again, is that a word? How do you feel about the distinction of animal species? Do you think it's a good idea? Do you think it's a bad idea? Once again, we don't want to go in the direction of Jurassic Park, but at the same time, if we can help current species from going extinct, you know, I'm all for that. So yeah, I'm just really curious the opinions of other people. If you got excited about the dire wolves, my God, I was pretty excited about, because the photos, I love looking at the photos. They were adorable, and yeah, just the science of it. I didn't understand a lot of it, but still, the science was interesting, you know. So enough of that, you guys. Just some random things. Let's move on here in the video. Some random things that I have been enjoying this month of April as far as TV shows go. Over on PBS, I have been enjoying the latest season of Wolf Hall, set during the Tudor era. Y'all know I love the Tudor era of history. I've been enjoying season 2 of that quite immensely. I've also been enjoying season 2 of Marie Antoinette. Once again, that's on PBS as well. And I definitely plan on having video reviews for both season 2 of Wolf Hall and for Marie Antoinette. I plan on having video reviews for those sometime in the future, because I've been enjoying them enough that I would like to talk about them out loud to myself and see if anybody else is interested. And yeah, that's kind of pretty much it. You guys, I honestly don't really have anything else to talk about. I kind of really just wanted to use this video to talk about the dire wolves because they were super cute. So you guys, that is it for my monthly favorites of April 2025. In the comments below, I love hearing what you guys get up to any given month. Let me know, what books did you enjoy this month? What movies? What television? Video games? Hobbies? Music? Concerts, vacations, whatever, what have you. I don't care what you got up to this month. Anything that gives your life great joy, share with me down below. So that's it for this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you like this video, you may like these other videos. Bye, guys.